Washington State.
I'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Ecotherapy. These are the Eco Mints. They're made using state-of-the-art nanotechnology strength to CBD particles so that your body can actually use and benefit more from the hemp plant's magic. Little breath mints. They're amazing. I'm actually using the Rest mints. I take one every night before I go to bed. I sleep like a log. They've got other flavors that you can check out at their website below me. It says they've got like a revive for when you wake up. They've got a relax if you're just looking to chill. And you can find them all at their website, ecotherapycbd.com. And if you use the Worst in 10 promo code, you actually get 10% off all your purchases. So, Ecotherapy, check them out, guys.
Okay, psych. Welcome back to Worse Than 10. This is week 8. My name's Reed Jolly. I'm here with Nick Perna and producer Steven Sloan. Give us a like, a share on everything we're on. Anything you want to listen to, we're probably on it. Leave comments.
Is this how you want to do your intro?
Yeah.
Are you happy with this?
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want like a retake and just really put some
it's good.
enthusiasm behind it?
No,
You want to mention their sponsors?
Yo, I'm about to.
Okay.
You can try out Ecotherapy. It's ecotherapy.com.
Ecotherapycbd.com.
Ecotherapycbd.com. You get 20% off with the code Worse Than 10.
Good job.
Yeah. And thanks to Smoking Joe's Barbecue again in Olathe. They brought us food.
Which I can't tell you if it's good or not.
Yeah,
because
I'm sure it'll be good.
Somebody won't let me eat on the show now.
Taco
casserole. God.
All right. So, did you win last week?
I did. I won 4 out of 5.
Nice.
I only lost in the one.
I think I've only done that 1 week, 4 out of 5.
That's about my 3rd week I've done it. But, I mean, I got lucky across the board. Once again, James Robinson, Russell Wilson, I mean, they are producing each and every game. And, losing one of them a week is, heartbreaking. So, but
we didn't lose anyone.
No.
You just have some buys.
But, yeah.
They're spread out. Yeah. They're a little off this year because of COVID.
Yeah. So, but no, this week was really good for me. I took number 1 spot in 2 leagues. I'm number 1 in Vampire and the other Worse Than 10 league. So, Worse Than 10 God, if you may.
Yeah, we'll see. We still got half a season. Steven, how'd you do? You blew
2-0.
Yeah, you blew BJ out of the fucking water. 175 points.
Yeah.
On that Worse Than 10 league, right? Yeah.
No, the Vampire.
Because he's the
Vampire too.
Yeah. Okay. Coaches.
Yeah. With Jared McKinnon.
No, it'd be Worse Than 10.
In our Worse Than 10 league.
Yeah. Okay. Because BJ's undefeated or hasn't won a game yet. And you destroyed him? Yeah. Was that the 170 that you said you had?
175 is what I put up this week.
God.
With a player that scored negative fucking points.
Yeah. You should just leave your lineup like that.
Right.
It looks good. So I went 3 out of 5. I'm still in last place in our 14-person PPR.
I'm battling.
But I think I'm in 1st, 3rd, and like 9th in the other one.
You're 8th. Or you're 8th or 9th. You're either in just in the playoffs or just out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the Worse Than 10 league. I remember that one. I know you're 1st in the coaches 2.
Yeah.
Last in the.
It's like the one I'm least interested in winning. I'm gonna maybe. I don't want to jinx it. So yeah, in Vampire, BJ won again.
Yeah, we actually 1, 2, 3 in the Vampire League, or 1,
nice.
2, and I think Steven's 3 in the Vampire League.
Which I
think is kind of cool.
What's BJ have? 3 wins now.
3 wins.
And this week he took Christian McCaffrey, which is the week to do. I mean, he could have done it, but it just worked out this week, and he's coming back and play.
So
he's going to start
supposedly.
So that's going to make his team pretty unstoppable.
2nd place in the Vampire League.
Okay, so he's 2. Then he's 2. That means you're 3.
Okay. I can live with that. Just got to make the top 8. That's the right thing about fame. Just got to make the playoffs.
And that's what BJ's mentality is right now. I mean, as the Vampire, he's got Devontae. He's won Devontae Adams, Patrick Mahomes, which he traded for Watson, right?
And something else.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay.
And then he's just took Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, and he's had a pretty.
And he
good
has some pretty good starters
players
anyway.
already.
Yeah.
So I mean,
what did he give back for McCaffrey?
McCaffrey, he lost Gio Bernard.
He can use him for a week maybe, but after that, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just. He's got me this week, and I've been. And this is the one week I wish I needed. I needed James Robinson and Russell Wilson. I needed my A team here, and of course
for this week.
Yeah, for this week. Yeah, James Robinson's on a bye. Wilson I'll still have, but I mean, the running backs are so scarce right now.
They
are, and you don't know who's going to play and who's not going to play.
49ers.
Yeah. The 49ers situation is all over the place. The Giants running back situation is all over the place. Like, there's no consistent running back that I can find to just have 1 week with.
Yeah.
So
we watched Chiefs game here last week. That was a great game.
Yeah. Really, really dominating by the Chiefs.
They dominated the shit out of the Broncos.
Yeah, it really showed the Broncos
scored a lot of points. I have written down here somewhere about McCole Hardman, who again went I think catchless, or at least no fantasy points.
No fantasy points?
And it was quoted saying, "I don't give a fuck about your fantasy league."
That's right. He's trying to win.
Yeah. But, I mean...
He's got a point. I mean, I think most coaches are like that, too. Players are, but it's...
I agree.
It's rough for
how
us.
do you not put a player that dynamic, fit him in somewhere? Design a play for him.
I don't know. The conditions were pretty crappy. So, I mean, maybe they just couldn't get a good running play. I mean, Patrick Mahomes' fantasy numbers were crap. They were like, he only had like 12 points. And his like one pass touchdown was, a little lob pass, like one of those shovel passes.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Would you rather your Chiefs win, or you win that week in fantasy?
Well, I won both ones.
Yeah, but if you can only pick one.
Well, if I've got 5 fantasy teams, one of them is bound to win.
I have as many digits on my body as Hardman's got targets. Like he's only
for the season.
For the season, he's only been thrown at 20 times.
I just don't. He had one good week.
Yeah, got the 50 yards, 57 yards.
No touchdown.
81 yards. There's that.
Oh, yeah. There's 2 weeks with a touchdown each.
Well.
I picked him up right after that.
Just so many weapons on that team, on the Chiefs team.
Yeah.
So I would say the last 2 weeks, the Chargers and the Houston game, I still would not drop Hardman. I would have him on your bench. But the last 2 games, the Denver and Buffalo games.
Bottom to top.
Yeah. But so the weather's been crappy in both those games, and he's a wide receiver, and they don't seem to throw the ball downfield as much. So, I mean, I'd still sit on him if you are a
but at this point, but bye weeks and
I know
you got to grab somebody
that
produces.
Fucking wide receivers
there are. Yeah.
Why would you sit on this guy right now?
I dropped him this week. I had to.
Mainly because of the big play factor. There's always that threat of having a big play factor with that team. And so I feel like he's definitely a flex option if you're coming down to the wire and you need a flex.
Yeah.
And let's say the Chiefs are going up against.
Then you can go on the waiver wire because somebody else dropped him.
But I would sit on him. I think the deep ball value and the deep threat is worth sitting on.
I got impatient. The Bills game we watched also, that was a noon game.
That was a very boring game.
Yeah, actually, I thought it was
a lot
of field goals. He made 5, he missed 2. So 7 attempts, that's only scoring he did, right?
6. He was 6 for 8.
Okay.
Because it was 18 to 7.
Okay, 6. Josh Allen still had 365 yards passing. Still over 300, but no touchdown.
No touchdown.
But still, I think a good outing. Here's a stat that I found yesterday that I thought was interesting. Actually, I heard it on Tuesday. The second half of the game, when the second half started to the end, like the last 2 quarters, the Jets only got 4 total yards in 5 possessions. The rest of the whole game. 3 out of 5 possessions went for 0 or negative yardage against the Bills defense. The Bills defense scored 22 points.
That's pretty spectacular.
So maybe they figured it. I think it's
on the other hand, think about how great that Jets defense did to be able to stop them.
It did,
They gave up that many yards and kept them out of the end zone.
Does that worry you this week?
Does that worry me this week? No.
Okay.
Mainly because our offense is a whole lot better than yours.
Steven, are you worried? Like just for the trap game thing? I mean, this is a W. Everyone called this a W.
23. I mean, it was 23. The spread was 23.
23 and a half this week.
That's just unheard of.
Yeah.
7's a big spread in the NFL.
It is, especially with no crowd.
So, yeah, games like that scare the fuck out of me because I think we take them off.
I'm literally and I'm already in that mindset of taking it off. Like that's how much I'm not thinking about this game as I am already. I'm not even thinking about the Jets. Like I can't.
You're thinking past. This is a gimme. Do you think the players are doing that?
I hope not. As a fan,
what happens to every team once a year? You go against this team that you're supposed to blow out, and you get caught with your pants down.
We've already done that this season with the Raiders. So
true. Yeah.
We were thinking about the Baltimore the whole time.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That was kind of a trap.
I think we've gotten ourselves ready for it.
Yeah. All right.
I hope they have because I'm not thinking about it.
So here's all the injuries we have to deal with besides bye weeks. But by the way, Arizona, Washington, Jacksonville, and Houston all on byes. That's actually a lot of.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot of weapons on there. Not Washington really. Terry McLaurin. Which I got to sit.
Washington's defense.
Chris Carson's out, maybe a week or two. He was actually a pretty good running back.
Called it.
Yeah. Joe Mixon was out last week. He's probably going to be out this week, and then they have a bye. So at least he'll be healthy after that, I'm hoping. He's had some big games.
Yeah, whatever.
Jeff Wilson went down. He's, I think, out for weeks.
He's going to be out for a while with an ankle injury.
Mostert, did he go out last week?
He's not playing. He's injured again.
He's re-injured. So we're down to there's only 2 running backs on the roster right now. It's McKinnon and Hasty.
Yep. And then Tevin Coleman may be released off the IR. But anytime I hear that, I'm automatically thinking
it'll be another week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I'm doing with Christian McCaffrey.
So I'm going to say what I said last week, and I was clearly wrong. I think you said too. I would start Jared McKinnon.
Actually, he's in one of my ads because everyone dropped him. I thought about dropping him as well, but like Steven said, he's only gave us negative point.
Yeah,
negative
like 1 carry and
one fucking yard last week. Was that negative yard? 1 yard, right?
He probably had 1 run and got tackled.
He got in 3 plays for that garbage time.
Yeah.
And so today they released that the Niners were giving resting him.
I heard, resting him for that game.
So thanks for the heads up to us fantasy owners, right?
Well, like we just said, they don't give a fuck what we think, really.
So but I was going to say, if a lot of people dropped him. I mean, it was a notification on there that so many people dropped him.
Sorry,
I would pick him up again.
Yeah, he's talented. You just got to use him the right way.
He's got a wicked tattoo right there, too.
And I am desperate at running back this week because, with Drake being hurt.
Yeah, Drake got hurt, which,
Andy's on bye, but.
Well, that kind of works out. But he could be out a few weeks. Torn ankle ligament. I just hope he doesn't lose his job to Edmonds,
which everyone seems to love.
I know it's turned in kind of time, but I could see Drake. Man, I remember him from last year. He's a great player.
He's explosive.
Yeah, but I have faith. I'm not dropping him.
I've got him in a couple leagues, and so I have to replace him as well with James Robinson. My running back situation is shit.
I know mine is. We're going to talk about it on the waiver part because I've had to patch a lot of holes this week. I picked up 5 new players in my Fox and Allen league. I cleaned house. I was like the Cowboys defense. I was like, you guys moved on. New people. Chris Godwin, broken finger. Can't you play with a broken finger? How long are you out for that?
Hand or?
Well, he's not throwing it.
Yeah, but he's a receiver.
Yeah.
These are the most important
part of it. Tape it to another finger?
These are the most important part of your body when you are a receiver. You have a broken finger. Oh my God. Spoken like a fan.
Yeah. Spoken like a fantasy manager. No, I agree with you. They're not saying he's out for 6 weeks. It's like a week or 2. So is that something that heals fast, the finger?
No, but you don't want to. You don't want this to get fractured because if it gets worse because you're going out
broken,
there. Right.
So it's past a fracture.
Right. But let's say during his healing process, it doesn't heal right because he's still playing on it.
So how long do you think?
It's a broken bone. I haven't
heard a timetable.
2-3 weeks for a broken bone to heal correctly.
that you don't put weight on.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the important thing.
So
Sammy Watkins dragged his fucking broken foot out for 2 years.
he still is burr for dragging it out.
Yeah. Odell Beckham on the IR.
God,
He's done.
That's a rough one.
It is for people that own him, not for you. You traded him.
But I still had him in the Fox and Hound League too.
Okay.
I tried trading him too.
Yep.
But yeah, and he was just coming on. Like I think he was really.
He was, yeah.
The Browns' offense started lighting up, and yeah, that's a big loss.
Well, now there's Peoples-Jones, which
Peoples-Jones
Yeah.
and Rashad Higgins. I mean,
Rashad Higgins is a pretty good player.
Yeah,
You
so
don't get to see him with the big names in front of him, but that's the one I picked up this week.
is Hooper's out. I mean, Hooper's still out there, and
Njoku?
Jarvis Landry. I think Njoku's hurt.
No, he just came back
He
last
just
week.
got back?
Yeah,
So I mean,
and wants to trade again.
maybe they'll be able to. Like, I mean, they've always had too many mouths to feed, and now they're kind of
Baker
down a few.
Mayfield was one of 2 nominees for
Oh, he had
player
a
of the week.
great. He had a great second half.
Yeah, he got benched the week before. He's so
Inconsistent.
Not likable.
He is not. likable.
no, yeah, I don't think he's very likable. I think
He
he's
is
kind
a bit of a douche. Yeah.
He reminds me of the other short brown quarterback that
The alcoholic.
Manziel. He
Yeah.
reminds me of him.
He's not that bad,
Not that bad, but he just reminds
but
me.
he's getting there. Yeah.
Andy Dalton. Fucking got his head popped off.
His helmet.
Yeah.
popped
His
off.
helmet. They knocked the fucking star off his helmet. They had
Yeah.
He was sitting there blowing bubbles.
But he's Andy Dalton. He deserves it.
I don't know about that.
I've lit him up so many times in Madden. It didn't even
Oh,
affect
yeah.
me seeing it happen.
Dak was sitting in his room with a cast on, and he goes, "Damn, bro, that was a rough hit." He's
Well,
done.
I guarantee you Dak didn't say that if he was like any like all the other Cowboy players who just didn't give a shit.
Apparently,
happened.
that's
So,
a thing happening there.
Dak Prescott was just,
They're not blocking for him, and they don't fucking care. I think the coach has lost him.
oh, that team's a shit show.
And they got rid of they traded Griffin.
Everson Griffin, yeah.
Yeah, and
I just heard that.
they're either, and I think they're cutting 2 players by tomorrow if they don't get a trade.
Well,
Terry Poe's one of them.
Don
they're
Terry
cleaning
Poe,
house, yeah.
They need to. If I was them, I would trade Amari Cooper right now. See if you can get a number 2 pick. You've got CeeDee Lamb, who's definitely.
Do you think they should trade for a quarterback and get Fitzpatrick or something? They're technically tied for first.
A Fitzpatrick wouldn't be a bad idea.
The Washington guy, Dwayne Haskins, give it for a 6th-round pick.
And
He's got to be better than the guy that we've never heard of.
Danucci.
Mm-hmm.
I would trade Amari Cooper, get some draft picks, and just go with what you've got and play to the future. Maybe you can get Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence. I mean,
Maybe.
both those quarterbacks, I think, is a better option than both Dak and those.
Yeah.
You get yourself another 2nd-round pick and then bundle some of those trades and trade up if you have to.
Yeah.
But I think this team is lost. I think that they don't care about the coach. That coach McCarthy needs to go.
Yeah.
I think it's just. You brought this up on Sunday, like the common ground between Sean Garrett and Bill Parcells is always Jerry Jones.
One fucking key aspect. That's it.
So maybe it's time for Jerry Jones to quit GMing.
He has to. He's got to step aside and let somebody run the team.
Let his son do it for a while.
Yeah.
No, he's supposed to be the heir for a while. So
He can be the ultimate fan on his fucking super yacht.
Yeah.
He's paying for the team. He can go anywhere he wants to. He knows that he's paying those paychecks. So why the fuck would you be involved with that?
Don't you think if you owned, I would love to own a team. I would totally do like Jerry Jones. I would totally be sticking out. I'd be like, I want that guy. I would. I wouldn't be able to stop myself.
Yeah, but he's like us. I mean, Jerry Jones was
he needs
fan.
to run it like a business.
He's a businessman who was a fan, and he's kind of getting his. He needs to step down. I think it's just his ideas worked for a while, but.
You don't think Clark Hunt was a fucking fan?
Oh no, his dad was the fan.
Yeah,
he had to be a fan.
Yeah. Another awesome thing I saw: Daniel Jones, his 80-yard run. We kind of talked about it on Sunday, but we haven't talked about it on the show. It was impressive. So he tripped over himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one bright point of the Giants
for the
so
Giants
far. Yes.
Eagles game.
He ran 21.23 miles an hour.
That's what I heard. But you know who ran faster?
Who?
DK Metcalf taking
True.
down
Okay,
Buda
yes.
Baker.
Before that, are you sure?
Yep,
Okay.
22.
He was the fastest quarterback since 2018 to run at that speed. Now, ask me the quarterback who it was. I couldn't find it anywhere.
What was this 40?
It's not a 40.
Okay.
He was running 21.23 miles an hour.
What was that translated into 40?
I don't know. But they had his 40-yard dash thing in this thing.
Only somebody had a
To
computer.
Lamar Jackson, I know. The fastest he's ever ran as a quarterback is 21.01. And Tyreek Hill's top speed ever with the Chiefs is 21.29. I mean, he almost beat Tyreek Hill. I think that's pretty
Wait a
impressive.
minute. You just said 23 was his speed.
21.23 miles per hour. Daniel Jones. It's pretty impressive. Now, how fast did DK Metcalf run?
It was
on that?
like 22 something.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, like he busted out for that.
And that was a Sunday night game, so probably the story I looked at didn't take that into account.
Exactly.
But he's the fastest quarterback since 2018. Not the fastest player. Tyreek Hill's just a little bit faster, but that's impressive.
Still good for Daniel Jones.
He's
It
a
doesn't
big
make
guy.
him.
He's 6'5".
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah, so he's fast, but it didn't translate to a win. So who cares?
No, but if I was an offensive coordinator, I'd be like, we should do some Josh Allen shit with this kid. I mean, he beat everyone except himself. This is when nobody beat me but myself.
They need to do something like that for the Giants, just because they need to some sort of light the fire under their ass, because they're still in this division hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, one more win gets them tied in first. So
Oh, there you go. Or just 40 time. Before
It's not blazing.
but that's a 40. That's
good for a quarterback.
yeah.
Before you text me those questions, because Herbert, I think, is he the rookie of the year this year?
No.
No.
James Robinson.
He's putting together a fan. Now, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But
Yeah.
I had it written down. He has a fantastic season. I wish I had him on my team.
Yeah, and Herbert's been great for me too.
Yeah.
But I think James Robinson has by far been the best rookie out of everybody.
Okay.
The problem
I'm
is
going to
though,
argue that a little bit.
the problem is though is that he doesn't get the recognition because he's not the quarterback. He's not
True.
and I think that's the problem with like last year Josh
I think he was
Jacobs.
undrafted.
Josh Jacobs should have been rookie of the year. I'm
Probably
sorry.
should have been.
He had a whole lot better numbers than Kyler Murray has, but Kyler Murray, you get the praise and glory or the quarterback. And once again, it's going to go to either Herbert or Burrow, rookie of the year. But I think
Yeah.
James Robinson, for what he's done and what he's great.
We're not even halfway through the season, so time will tell.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook and McCaffrey are both back. Dalvin Cook, that's good he's back. I need him.
I was kind of pissed because I picked up Madison thinking
you?
maybe he would still
When
be
did you
out
pick him up? This week?
today.
Oh, I picked him up last week. It wasn't worth it. It was a complete fucking letdown. I was like, I have Madison. I'm going to win. Nope. He got like 6 points.
They had to throw the ball all goddamn
They
game.
did. Yeah.
Fuck.
So, what about Antonio Brown, Tampa Bay now, and Des Bryant on the Baltimore practice squad? Now, when we shared the story, we were the first people actually to share it on our Facebook page that he signed a deal with Tampa. 5 seconds after that, I was like, because we talked about we scored like, I'll probably pass him. Everyone started adding him. I was like, fuck, maybe I should do it. So I did it in one league, the one you're not in.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I need to get in on this.
Well, I traded him to you.
No, you tried to.
No, I did.
Oh, that was Shake It Golf?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. I thought that was Jeff.
Now, I wanted to get rid of Michael Thomas, and I could care less.
All right.
And I'll be honest with you, I thought when I saw N'Keal Harry, I thought it was Damian Harris. I was like,
Oh,
I could totally
I
go for
wondered
two
if
running
you
backs.
saw Deontay Johnson said if you thought it was like Derek
Derek-
Johnson. Because
Actually, Deontay Johnson's the one pick. I'm like, I
Really?
can go with this.
yeah, but I think he injured himself. He'll probably start this week. I thought I'd trade for him to fucking
No.
Jeff.
You trade
And I was going to
me.
bust his balls.
No, you trade right me, and I was okay with it.
You keep letting it happen. I think you love it.
Well, no, it was a trade that I was all
The
right
last
with.
trade we did worked out for you. I don't have any of those players
No.
anymore. I dropped Cam Newton in the tight end, and you have Tom Brady.
Brady,
So
yeah.
this
Yeah, it
different
turns out,
league, though.
But I didn't. But I wanted to get rid of Michael Thomas, which
Yeah.
we have to talk about that
Yeah.
fiasco. But I wanted to get rid of him because they want to trade him. He's saying he's
all right. We're already talking about it.
Out.
So, yeah,
and
Michael
then
Thomas, Antonio Brown.
So I was like, all right.
Two things for me. I'm really rolling the dice on.
Exactly. So I mean, like I don't know what's going on with Antonio or Michael Thomas and Antonio Brown. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen out there?
But I tell you what, when he was with the Patriots and he had made the comeback, start with the Raiders, they released him. He did the whole celebration run around his yard. That first game with the Patriots,
he had that big touchdown.
He had a huge touchdown, and I think he had like
and then he got
80 yards and a touchdown. Yeah. He played a couple games after that.
No, he was.
Oh, was it just
no? Just the one.
Just the one game.
I'm pretty sure.
But that was like, that's the only reason I pulled the trigger on that. And I give you three players that are startable, but my team is already so good in that league that I don't need to start them.
Yeah, like Philip Lindsay is garbage, but
he, that timeshare
at this
running
point,
back,
I'm needing a running back because I lost in that league. I don't have
Deontay Johnson could be fantastic.
I like that matchup, and I actually have him in my flex because I like that matchup. And then I saw N'Keal Harry, but I thought it was Damian Harris originally. I was like, fuck yeah, I need running backs, so this will work out. And I took the trade, and in all honesty,
hopefully it'll work out for both of us.
Yeah, it was a weight off my shoulders because I always look every week, what's going on with Michael Thomas? What's going on with Michael Thomas? What's going on?
Well, I do now, but today he wasn't seen in practice.
Yep.
Said it was supposed to update us later, but I haven't seen that.
And they're looking to trade him, and I don't know what team wouldn't take him. Like, I don't know if there's like if
I tell you the Bills won't take him because they don't have room. If Dallas isn't going to take him,
if I were the New York Jets right now, I would be sitting there saying,
They haven't won it. You can't do it. They haven't won again. They're not going to compete.
Who the fuck cares? First off, you're sending a message to Michael Thomas saying, hey, you don't like this? You don't like our system? We're going to send you to the worst team. Fuck you.
Oh, I see. Because he doesn't have a choice. But then
the Jets
he's just going to sit out.
Maybe, but the Jets can get themselves a good, great number one receiver. They might lose a 2 or a 3. Depends on how desperate this team's willing to get rid of them. And then Darnold can start trying to blossom something. It wouldn't be the worst idea. And it might not be a bad idea for the Bengals.
That I could see. That sounds more plausible. Another weapon to replace Odell.
Real weapon.
Yeah.
No, not Brown, Bengals. Give Burrow a legit one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a page out.
Have Tyler Boyd be a legit slot receiver where he needs to be. I don't.
And the Bengals Higgins.
Yeah, who's going to be really damn good too. So I mean, AJ Green would be gone, but think about it. You could trade the Saints AJ Green in a 6th round pick for Michael Thomas. Are you telling me the Saints wouldn't sit there and be like, this is something?
The Saints are first in their division right now, right?
Yeah.
They got it. You can't.
Tampa Bay is.
You just can't trade Michael Thomas for AJ Green, who's.
I know, but I mean, like I said, you're going to give another pick or something.
This is why you're bad at fantasy trades, because you have to come with this stupid bullshit, and this is why you don't own a team, and because you're not rich. Those 2 reasons.
Give me a team. My GM mode on Madden is awesome.
Is it?
I've won 8 Super Bowls.
Jesus. All right. Well, speaking of trades, NFL trade deadline is November 3rd.
Yep.
So
same.
And a lot of things have already started moving. Do you think the Chiefs?
The Chiefs don't need to do anything.
I don't think they need anything.
We don't really need anything. If we do anything, offensive line, I think is always beneficial to have some extra linemen if you need them. But I really like Kilgore. I think he stepped up a whole lot at the center.
I think you guys are good.
Yeah, we should be okay. I wouldn't be, if Stephon Gilmore's been out there in trade rumors, I would not.
Everyone is a trade rumor.
I would not be upset if we decided to take Gilmore for a year. I would
take Gilmore.
Tell me a better cornerback we have. I'm sorry, we don't have one.
Better than him, no. He's top 5 corner.
I mean, he's sure as shit not having a great season, but teams are able to. They're on the field most of the time. So,
do you think? I think this year for the trade, there's going to be more trades than we've ever seen in history.
Too.
I mean, people are just because really, there's no middle teams. You're either at the upper echelon or you're at the fucking basement with the Jets. There's no middle ground where.
I'd beg to differ.
Well, like what?
like the Bears.
Okay,
Middle
I
ground.
think, but they're number one in their division, right?
I think after their loss, they're number 2 again behind the Packers. But they've got all the pieces. They've got one of the best defenses.
All right.
But
The Lions are kind of middle.
I would say the Lions would be lower tier. But let's take a look at the NFC West. That whole division is top tier material there.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw what the Cardinals did to the Seahawks. And the Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFL. The 49ers just
are somehow making shit happen with everyone.
And then the fucking Rams.
Yeah, duct tape.
And then the Rams are still producing. I think the best – it's just funny to see those 4 teams.
Well, what about the NFC, the one with the Cowboys, Washington?
The exact opposite.
What is that?
That's the NFC East.
East. They're either all on the bottom or all on the top, depending on how you look at it.
Think about
they're all tied for a playoff.
So think about the NFC West. They're one of their good teams is going to miss out in a playoff spot because the NFC East is going to have one team with like a 6-9
No, the
record.
AFC is East. What most of it is. Not the Bills. We're 5-2.
Yeah, you always get real defensive because your team's garbage usually in that East.
Usually, but not right now. But we have plenty of time to turn into garbage.
The Dolphins are still winning that division.
You've had 7 weeks to prove any of that. And you just bench your winning quarterback. So
for a younger, better quarterback.
Well, I was going to make a good point.
We'll see this week.
Michael Thomas would look good in a fucking Green Bay uniform, but I'm not sure that they would. Trade to somebody else in the NFC.
I don't know if you can have 2 alphas on the same team like that.
Oh, you could. I mean, I think
they were just.
But that would be a deal.
God, that'd be sexy.
Do you think that maybe you toss
if you're
that?
A Green Bay fan.
You toss that to.
You don't want to. You don't want that to happen as a Chiefs fan because if you have to play Green Bay in the Super Bowl, you're going to get fucking annihilated.
Well, maybe if you're the front office, maybe you toss that to Aaron Rodgers as a consolation. For
sorry we fucked you in the draft.
So sorry we didn't do this. Kind of deal.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Jordan Love tree in you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, is he shining your helmet for you? God, that's a great idea.
That would be a great placement. Do you think they would go NFC though, or go the NFC?
It.
I mean, that would be.
They would, just not the same division.
It's not the same. They're not in the same division.
Yeah,
they are. But I mean, if I was the Saints and I was having to go up against the Packers in an NFC Championship, and then the reason why Packers are there is the player you got rid of. I mean, that's gonna sting. So I mean,
but then maybe you got a first and a third.
Maybe
where you can get a wide receiver and
God, I would hate that to happen since I just traded Michael Thomas to you, but that would be the sexiest.
I would just like him to get
in a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, I would just like him to get on the fucking field anywhere.
Yeah,
get on the fucking practice field would be a good start, don't you think? Yeah. I don't give a shit what helmet. Do something. Stop punching other players and whining and bitching and
this all started whenever Drew Brees said he wouldn't kneel during.
Yeah. Fuck, man. It's all Drew's fault.
All Drew. It's that white privilege.
Yeah. Fucking get down on a knee, bro. Do you want to see drill or not? Fuck. All right. Well, let's take a break. We'll come back, do waivers, and sit and start. That sound good?
Cool.
All right. Don't eat anything yet.
Why not?
Because we can all.
Detective Reed is on the case to figure out which one of us is drinking hot chocolate, or if maybe it was just an accident.
Hot chocolate on Orient Express. I just don't have the mustache. I couldn't watch that movie.
The remake I never saw.
No,
but the original was Sean Connery and Anthony Perkins from Psycho is in.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Albert Finney.
I might watch that.
Your class original is really good. I'm not excited for the new one either. The whatever
on the Nile. Yeah.
Even though it does have Army Hammer in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Army Hammer
I didn't even think about that though.
Oh.
He's banned on Spotify and Rogan just had him on there. Interesting.
Are we ready?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Let's talk about waivers. Like what we picked up and what was out there. There's quite a bit. It's pretty scarce. Steven, did you pick anyone up?
Not for this coming week yet.
You haven't yet?
No, yet.
Why not? Why don't you do it on Tuesday before all the good players get taken? Not that you need the help. I mean, you've got a pretty solid team.
Yeah. Steven Center is like, why don't you worry about your own
I know, right? He's like, I'm in first.
I have a 10-hour fucking job that I work, so I kind of get to it when I get to it.
All right. Okay, VR.
You're right about that. And a new VR and a new
I'm sure that takes up a lot of time.
I wonder if you can you sit there and fix your lineup on the VR with the...
I can... There's a
Minority
browser.
Report.
Yeah,
that's
what I was thinking.
There's a browser on there.
That's
to do this.
Yep. All right, here's what I did.
All right, what'd you do?
And in my Fox League that I'm 1-6, I actually got all of these guys. I picked up Sean Miller for Tampa.
Scotty
Miller again. Dropped Cam Newton just because Godwin's out with a broken finger, and Evans is still kind of hobbled, and they're going to play against the Bills, which had a suspect defense up until the second half last week. And I really needed to fill some spots. I picked Gio Bernard and dropped Gallup because I don't think it's worth having any Dallas player. Unless you drafted Zeke in the first round, you got to start him. Other than that, I wouldn't drop Cooper.
Schultz.
But, yeah.
I mean, Cooper, I think I'm benching him in the one league I have.
I picked up Rashard Higgins.
I like
the
that.
Browns in one. I picked up Richard Rodgers, the Philadelphia tight end, and dropped Schultz. He had a great game, and that's the tight end they're down to in Philly. And Wentz loves throwing to tight ends.
He does.
And I went and I got Blankenship again in like 4 leagues. And I used a waiver to do it. That guy is lights out, going to be the highest scoring kicker in the NFL this year. And I dropped Koo, who scored 2 extra points.
You're right.
I've been looking at that guy's. He wears glasses on the field. That guy's a fucking baller.
Who was the guy who wore Horace Grant in the NBA? Remember?
No, I don't watch the NBA.
Okay. So the guys I went for.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry. I got two.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought you were finished.
No, I'm sorry. In the league that I'm streaming defenses, I had Washington last week against Dallas, which scored a lot of points because Dallas was fired. They're on a bye, so I picked up Green Bay's defense. They're the best available against Minnesota. I think Minnesota's going to throw the ball a lot, and it's going to be a shootout, but Cousins is going to throw a couple picks.
That's a good pickup, man.
Yeah. Actually,
that's a good pickup.
But stats like that don't score you points, just picks and sacks and interceptions.
Don't we start off with X amount of points in the league?
You do, yeah. You start with 10, and then you lose them the more the other team scores. And I picked up Brandon Ayuk in one league and dropped Deebo Samuel. Because he's in
Niners for another Niners.
Yeah, but Ayuk had a pretty good game. So,
are you finished now?
I'm finished. Dude, I told you I had a lot of waivers. I cleaned house.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so I lost James Robinson on a bye this week, and I had him in all 5 of my leagues.
Oh.
So I'm out of him. So I'm looking for running backs. I had Kenyon Drake in a couple. So big Gus Edwards is available. I'm trying the matchup because I know they're playing up against Pittsburgh. I'm hoping that it's a real defensive struggle game, and they're running all over the place.
I like your logic, but
he's getting more carries than I know. But
Dobbins is probably available, but everyone's dropped Dobbins.
But Edwards is getting more carries than Dobbins, and that's why I'm thinking maybe.
14 to 10, 26 yards.
Yeah,
I did get a touchdown.
I'm not happy with it, but I'm kind of desperate.
Yeah.
These are the players that are just left for you.
After I cleaned up the waiver wire.
Yeah, right.
Gus Edwards is definitely Pickens. Pickens.
You are not lying there. Frank Gore. And this is what I'm reduced to. And the reason why I'm going with Gore over Madison.
Bills can't stop the run.
No, because
that's the Jets. Against the Chiefs.
Gore's playing the Chiefs is because Gore's been averaging 6 points per game. 5 to 6 points per game.
It's something.
I need something.
But that rookie is
Pirine is probably more explosive, but I don't expect them to be running the ball much anyway.
No touchdowns.
No.
Yeah, 1 touchdown from Frank Gore.
Yeah, this like I said. I mean,
This could be his week. He's going to get some. He's not going to
He's
go.
thinking to himself, why the fuck do I keep coming back?
That's what everyone that plays for the Jets say. Why the fuck did I come play?
The big pickup, Jarek McKinnon, I picked up in a lot of different leagues because a lot of people dropped him. So I've got him and a couple.
I got him in a
and
couple.
I got him starting in a couple as well. Yeah. The other one that I'm really excited I got is, and I got him in the league that I have Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams. Yeah, pretty stoked on that. And then
Jamal Williams for Green Bay.
Yeah, because Aaron Jones is questionable going into the week, so I picked him up as a
logic there.
Yep. There's a couple wide receivers I picked up. Greg Ward for Philly. I like that matchup against Dallas this week. I think Wentz is going to be able to spread the ball out. So Ward,
you are thin.
Greg Ward and Fulgham would be great pickups that I was looking at, and I only got Ward.
Fulgham was available?
Yeah, and I didn't get him.
I picked him up in like 2 or 3 leagues.
No, that one.
Man, this man likes threes.
Who does?
Yeah.
Greg Ward, yeah. Those are the big ones I looked at, I guess. I mean, I don't really need to fix too much because I'm just on one buy, but it's just coming down to that point where I'm needing something somewhere, I guess. Kicker-wise, I guess I could tell you that I picked up Josh Sanders in most of my leagues.
Who's that?
For Miami.
Really?
Yeah, I just go by the best kicker
I've
available.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's
Jason Sanders.
Is it Jason Sanders? I just see Jay Sanders.
Jason Sanders.
Yep, that's who I've got.
Yeah, looks like your neighbor down the street, kind of guy.
Yeah.
Where Joe Flacco?
No, the one that's not allowed to give out candy because he's on a website.
Yeah.
So start sits. Let's talk about that. Here's who I'm starting this week. Gio Bernard, because I have to. But with Mixon out, I think it'll be a good start against Tennessee.
Okay.
So we'll see. And I think the passing game is good enough with the play action. What's his name? The rookie, Burrow, who I have in one league, is actually having a great fantasy season.
Yeah,
but he's doing well. They're moving the ball. So Kirk Cousins, I love against Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a shootout. Even though I have Green Bay's defense, I'm starting Cousins in one league over someone else.
I would not start Cousins.
Oh, wow.
You just saw Green Bay's defense number 2 overall.
I know, but
and you're gonna.
I think only because my other option is not that great.
Okay.
In that one league.
But okay, for any listeners, Reed will start him. I'm going to tell you, don't start Cousins. That's stupid.
I would start. I think it's going to be a shootout. All he throws the ball all the time. Matt Ryan, I fucking love this week. I think that Thursday night game is good, which I'm not going to go see that move tomorrow because I remember I want to watch that game. That is going to be the game of the week. And Steven has Matt Ryan, and I think they're going to light it up. Both quarterbacks. Jonathan Taylor, I think, is a good start versus the Lions. Even though they just acquired a new defensive end, I don't think he can even play for another week in a trade. It was the Dallas guy, right? Or it was some other
Seahawks guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I remember.
Dunlap from the Bengals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carlos Dunlap.
And Jonathan Taylor is another guy which I think could be Rookie of the Year. I mean, he's
Jonathan
together
Taylor,
very nice.
His numbers are really good.
And been surprisingly healthy.
Yeah.
My other start is Mike Gesicki versus the Rams. With Tua in there, and rookie quarterbacks and backups love hitting the tight end, the safe guy, and he checks down. Maybe Gesicki.
Okay, I see the thought process. I understand the thought process.
Yes, yeah.
But
I think there's more logic there than Greg Ward and
I don't like that defense. The matchup against the Rams.
Well, that corner, what's his name?
Right. Well, Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey is going to be attached to Devontae Parker the whole time.
Right. I'm not worried about the corners. It's that middle linebacker situation, and they've got good linebackers and to cover Gesicki. It's going to be a very tough game for Tua.
Yeah.
And
I would start Gesicki over. If I had Tua, I wouldn't start Tua. I'd wait a week. But Gesicki, I think, could have
if you're having tight end problems, but
yeah.
And he's been very inconsistent.
All right, who you have for starts?
Robbie Anderson for Carolina against Atlanta this Thursday night. I think you said that both quarterbacks are going to air it out. I don't think both quarterbacks will. I think it's going to be kind of a one-way battle. I think Atlanta's going to dominate the game, and then Carolina's going to make a comeback on the heels of Robbie Anderson and Bridgewater, and then they'll win in a dramatic last-ditch game.
I've been starting Robbie Anderson in my DraftKings every week, and he always produces.
Didn't you say I can't eat on camera or on the show, and you're over here munching on these freaking licorice things?
I just wanted one before he cleaned them up.
Whatever.
And I'm going to eat him out of a fucking to-go box like a heathen. Go ahead.
How dare you? I'm starting Darius Slayton for the New York Giants. The reason being is the big play factor. I have him only as a flex. It's very difficult with Darius Slayton and Daniel Jones how they're playing, especially whenever Tate's healthy and Sterling Shepard's healthy.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram and all Slayton becomes now is a deep threat only. So he's only good for one catch and a touchdown, which is okay.
Which I'm okay with.
Yeah, if you need. And I like the matchup
I feel like
against Tampa
the Giants,
Bay.
all their wide receivers, they have a bunch of mediocre guys.
Bunch
so
of twos.
you can't pick the one guy.
Yeah. But I like the matchup Monday night against Tampa Bay. I think a big play is bound to happen. And you saw how much Daniel Jones was just trying. Yeah. So Darius Slayton for flex if you're looking for something. Another matchup that I really like, Deontay Johnson against Baltimore.
You only wrote that down because I traded him to you.
No.
But I do like it.
Okay, so I've got Amari. This is the league that I'm benching Amari Cooper in.
Yeah.
And I'm putting Deontay Johnson in there because I think he's more likely to have a big play factor against Baltimore. With Big Ben out there, he's gonna air the ball out. He's gonna, even though I think this game is gonna be really sloppy, and I'm hoping Gus Edwards does run the ball a bunch. I think Deontay Johnson's bound to have a big game.
He didn't practice today, by the way.
I know. He's been questionable.
Probably turf toe, which you don't think is real.
It isn't real. It's not a real thing.
All
right. My last one that I want to start is Corey Davis, Tennessee against Cincinnati.
I'm starting him this week. I think he had a great game last week.
He had a good and he's a great number two. I know we all know A.J. Brown.
And A.J. Brown had a great game.
And he's looking phenomenal again. That means Corey Davis's, targets aren't going to go down. But as long as he makes good on those 4 targets, and he did. He got 4 targets. I think 5 targets, actually. What are those stats? I think it was 5 targets,
6 out of
4
10.
catches. Okay.
Score.
So, 35
6 receptions.
But that TD,
touchdown.
He's going to have plenty. That does not look. Oh, that's right. He was hurt. Okay.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, he's been.
I think he was on the COVID list. That doesn't mean he had it, but.
Right. But I really like Corey Davis in this game. I like the matchup. Cincinnati's always kind of,
sexy looking wide receiver, 6'3", 209.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, just going by the picture, I was like, Steven, relax.
He is very sexy looking man.
I was like, God,
he's got very good picture. Look at his, the eye frame from his nose. I mean, that's a perfectly good structured face.
It's a great selfie.
The Fibonacci sequence.
That's not a selfie. Someone took that picture.
Whatever.
A selfie is whenever you take it.
Yeah, I know what the fuck a selfie. Yeah, because you take millions of them.
I know.
You and Katie are competing for who takes the most selfies.
I'm winning.
All right, sits this week. McCole Hardman, I talked about, versus the Jets. I mean, versus anyone. I just think you sit Hardman for now till he does something.
Okay.
I have Eddie Cowboy, like the tight end and Cooper.
Golden Schultz, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb.
Bench them all. Unless you're married to Ezekiel Elliott and you took him in the first round, you got to start him. He'll probably get you 10 points.
Yeah,
until they fall so far behind, they pull him out and they throw in guys you never heard of.
Tony Pollard.
Maybe the guy backing him up, so you keep Pollard healthy.
Yeah.
Carlos Hyde against the 49ers. He's injured. He may play, but Carson may play also. I just don't like Hyde. Don't go pick up Carlos Hyde. I think that's a kind of bait this week.
Good
just
word
because
choice.
of Carson, but don't fall for it. Yeah, I think he's only like 2 years younger than Frank Gore
He's
or
got 2
one.
touchdowns, but
Yeah, and Peoples Jones, I have as a sit. Don't pick him up. Don't. I think that's an anomaly.
So we said the same thing about Chase Claypool once.
We did, and he hasn't had that kind of game again.
But he's still consistent in the lineup, and he's getting targeted.
He's getting targets, but he's not the number 1 or the number 2 guy in Pittsburgh.
No. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind picking up Peoples Jones if I had Odell Beckham Jr. and I missed out on Higgins.
I'd rather have Higgins.
But, I mean, let's say I missed out on that, and Peoples Jones is still available. I wouldn't mind picking him up and just sitting him on my bench for a couple weeks. But, yeah, I agree, don't start him. But maybe just see what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's not enough to make me pick up.
No.
1 target last week and then 3 targets.
He's got a grade A smile.
I was going to say, man, like I said earlier, like sexy wide receiver, but that's a good looking man right there.
You want me to go grab the lotion from my fucking bedside table?
He uses lotion. What kind
That
of pussy are you?
That guy gets crazy late. Look at that guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to get just crazy late, man.
All right. My last sit, Ronald Jones. I usually like him. It's turning into kind of a timeshare. He got out touched last week. Leonard Fournette had 17 touches. I think Ronald Jones had 10.
Yeah, but Fournette still didn't do much with those carries.
No, he didn't. But I'm worried, like, how they're – I mean, that's –
spacing out the carries.
Yeah. But if you can afford to sit him this week, I'd sit him, especially against the
Giants.
It's the Giants. Maybe
such
a
easy defense. Well, they showed up. I mean, they played tough against.
I don't know. I have him as a sit.
Okay.
So.
I would probably sit him. I have 2. I get that. Philip Lindsay against the Chargers. I think it's going to be the Chargers are just going to manhandle the Broncos again, and they're going to have to give up on the running game quickly. So Philip Lindsay against Chargers, benching him. Jonnu Smith in Cincinnati. A lot of people are going to look at this and think this is going to be a big game for him. They haven't been targeting him these last few games. He's been really rough.
Yeah.
It's Cincinnati's.
I got to start him, though. I think he's my only tight end.
If he's your only
tight end. Because they've already had their bye, and so I don't have to worry about it now.
But he hasn't been targeted, and I think this is just going to continue on that streamline of Tannehill using his wideouts because you're seeing a lot more Humphreys. You're seeing a lot more.
Yeah, fuck Humphreys.
I'm benching. No, not you, because you're on a bye. Traquan Smith, New Orleans. I don't trust him. And I get it that with Michael Thomas out, but
Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, that the carry it's supposed to be there.
What did you do last week?
Not much. 6 points, I believe.
Oh.
Not much, but
it's the Kamara show there. That's all it is.
And it's with playing Chicago's defense.
Yeah,
I mean it's going to be a run happy game. My last bench is Julian Edelman. I think I'm using him more as trade bait right now, just tossing his name out there to see if anybody wants him. New England sucks.
They do.
I'm sorry.
And I don't know if it's Cam or their lack of talent at other positions.
Offensively, they have nothing going for them right now. And I thought Cam Newton was definitely turning things around whenever he, first couple games, he looked great. Came back from COVID, and he looks not even close to being the same.
Yeah.
It's almost –
the Bills are going to butt fuck them this week.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
If we could only be so lucky to have, anal sex and sodomy on our screen for when we see this game.
No, I'd rather just watch the game. It was a euphemism. You're getting a boner over it.
Euphemism?
You can Google that later. Not euthanasia. Euphemism.
Euphemism?
Yeah.
Does that something to do with youths? Read, you pervert.
Please help.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a word.
It's a word. See, I got word. I got word bombs this week. Where are yours? All right, so we're gonna do our halfway through the season awards.
Yeah.
And it's not really halfway through the season, but it really is halfway through the fantasy season.
Yeah, and these awards are for the fantasy players.
Fantasy only.
We're not talking about the players in the NFL and what they're doing stat-wise and everything like that. This is strictly fantasy. So, who you got as your MVP?
MVP, it was a toss-up. Alvin Kamara, I think, is a fantasy. And Calvin Ridley has had a fantastic season except for one game. I think he went scoreless. And Kyler Murray is just fucking it's one of those three. I might be leaning more towards Murray.
I'm going
as an owner.
Well, I have him in 2 leagues, so
yeah, Kyler Murray is a guy. My MVP, Russell Wilson. I mean, hands down.
I knew you'd pick that.
Well, I mean, he's done nothing but produce. I mean, I go into games and I'm projected to only get like 20 points or something from him. And then
that seems low.
Yeah, it's like 24, 25, something like that.
He should be up in the 30s.
He always gets me 39, 38, 40 points. And so
it's that's
this last game, he had 3 interceptions and I still had 39 points.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, as my MVP is hands down.
Now, on MVP for fantasy season, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Or not a question, but I found some stats that you might think are very interesting. For week 1 through 7 right now, who do you think has more points, fantasy points, in standard leagues?
In standard leagues?
Yeah.
Oh, just player in the NFL.
Just player in the NFL that has the most. Like, name one of the top 5.
Aaron
I was
Rodgers.
shocked by all of them. No.
No? Devontae Adams.
No.
No.
Standard league. Number 1 is Kyler Murray with over 200 points. 202. Then Russell. Patrick Mahomes at 171. Josh Allen at 171. I would never think they were tied. This is in fantasy points, not yardage and touchdowns. Deshaun Watson, Tom Brady, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, even missing a game.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, 9. Burrow is 10 for the whole. I mean, it's mostly quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But then Ryan Tannehill's 11. Minshew is 12. I mean, Herbert's 15. Ryan Fitzpatrick is 17. These are all ahead of running backs and quarterbacks. I'm sorry, running backs and wide receivers. Then in PPR, it's still the same down to number 5, Alvin Kamara.
It makes you wonder why we don't draft quarterbacks earlier.
Because, well, you should.
Because 16 of those fucking players were all quarterbacks.
Yes, but if you're in a PPR, you kind of want the Kamara or the other people. I really think.
Maybe.
DeAndre Hopkins is number 9 in PPR. Then Tyler Lockett, Calvin Ridley.
God, how great was
James
Lockett last week?
James Robinson is 19 of all players in PPR. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Damn. Huh.
I mean, when I thought before I looked it up, I was thinking Kyler Murray, maybe Russell Wilson, but I had no idea it was that many quarterbacks. But I think this is a different year than other years. I think a lot of quarterbacks are putting up more points.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the defenses are a little lazy because of
because there's no sound and they're
yeah. And I think a lot of offenses, the good ones, are scoring the shit.
Yeah,
they're passing. So I think that's why those numbers are a little skewed. In hindsight, going back, I would love to have drafted all fucking quarterbacks in the first, second round.
All right.
It would have been brilliant.
I think
but if you can still have a good one that's in that top 10 and you got him in the 7th, 8th round, you're the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, I mean, I got Russell Wilson, 3rd and 4th round each draft. I mean, it was just easy picking.
So rookie of the year, I know I named some earlier, but I think Herbert right now, fantasy rookie of the year.
Right. Fantasy rookie, I like Herbert a lot. He's actually saved me in a couple leagues. But I got to go with James Robinson. I can't talk enough about this kid. He was my big pickup, after the drafts that I found out once, Fournette was wanting to be traded.
Yeah, that was before week 1, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just claimed house on all running backs.
That's
Chris
smart.
Thompson, James Robinson, Armstead.
You can still do that with Des Bryant if you want. Why don't you? No, he's on the practice.
But, I mean, I went through and I got all 3 of them because I knew one of those running backs was going to be that lead back, and I knew they were going to use him. So, James Robinson, though, undrafted, playing his heart out like this kid. Rookie of the year, that's my pick, man.
I like him too. What's the biggest surprise?
My biggest surprise, fantasy-wise, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, like, I stuck around and I always kept saying, like, I enjoyed him last year. He was fun to watch. He's still fun to watch. I just thought there was going to be a digression. I thought
or a plateau.
Maybe, but with DeAndre Hopkins going there, I was just like, maybe there's just too much over there for a young quarterback to handle.
We talked about preseason. You were like, "Oh, there's too many."
I
was high on him, like, right after the draft.
And so the fact that
this year's draft,
and this is why he's my surprise. He's really showed me a lot more. I see a lot of leadership out of him, and next year he's going to be my Russell Wilson. I'm going to be eyeing him early.
Yeah.
So
good luck getting him from Steven or me. My surprise, like everything, like every week I'm shocked. I've seen things this season with COVID and the bad train camps and the wide receivers that came out of this draft. Everything has surprised me. Nothing is what if you'd asked me. I kind of called Kyler Murray, but other than that, like I wouldn't have seen any of this going the way that
injuries for like the top running backs.
Yeah, especially the first 2 weeks. It was unbelievable.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey out, Saquon Barkley out. I mean, these top tier players that people were drafting early are getting hurt, and it's just real. Yeah,
everything's been a surprise.
The season itself was a surprise. A lot of us didn't even think it was going to happen.
We're very lucky it's still going. Yeah. Steven didn't think it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen.
But I mean, with all the spikes going on now, I mean, who knows if it's what's happening here? Germany just shut everything down again. So,
I'll cancel that vacation. Like, all right, no Wienerschnitzel.
Well, Reed, we have more COVID tests than Germany does, and Germany just decided to shut their country down.
Oh,
so
we're about to be fucked.
Maybe if we follow suit with what a progressive country does whenever shit hits the fan. We'll see. I don't want to get political.
Well, I did want to end the show with go out and vote. The election is this Wednesday.
Tuesday,
election night. But we're not going to know for probably a
couple months.
No, I would say a week after that.
You're kidding yourself.
Couple months, really?
I think we're
talking. I know there's going to be a lot of mail-in voting.
There's like 30 days at least.
Really?
So there's going to be a lot of counting and everything like that. And then we're going to know there's going to have to be the recount because Trump's going to throw a fit. Yeah. And then there's going to be another court hearing. And then there's going to be who the fuck knows what's going to happen.
Well, I wasn't planning on watching because I knew it would be after, but I was like, a week I thought would be a big enough buffer. But definitely go out and vote. Everyone vote. That way you get a right to complain. Don't complain if you don't vote, like Amber and Alyssa. I don't want to hear you complain if you didn't vote.
But if you don't know, I don't know. I'm just annoyed with all the fucking go out and vote registration things.
Like on Facebook.
Yeah,
I used the thing you said. I changed it. Thank you for that. That was helpful.
I have come to the point that I am just annoyed with it so much that I almost don't want to vote just to spite Facebook right now. Like.
They don't care.
Telling me to register to vote. I've been registered since I turned 18. Leave me alone. I'm an adult.
All right. Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week for week 9.